You're listening to Heathers Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Is that going on your podcast?
Hello and welcome to Heathers Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nicole. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
It's almost Christmas time. Look at us at the end of November already.
I can't believe it. The year went by so quick, don't you think?
Let me just put a plug in really quick. Santa, I want a Dior book tote. Thank you. I don't even know why I looked up. Santa, I want a Dior book tote. I think your mom wants one too.
Wouldn't surprise me. But so have you been good then? You've been good this year?
No, never.
No, you're on the naughty list, you think? But you still deserve a tote?
A Dior book tote, yes. I do. I do.
All the bad girls get Dior totes.
Yes. They all have one. We could share it. We could just write Heather on it. We could share it.
Yes. Okay, I think that's an excellent idea. Why didn't we think of these things before? Jeez.
I don't know.
I like it. Oh my gosh. Well, awesome. We have such a fun show. A lot of good stuff going on in the world. So we're excited to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm ready. All right. So I think we're going to start with a little confession because I wanted to tell you this and see what you thought. I personally have found not a lot to watch on TV as of late. And my confession is I watched the entire Queen's Court on Bravo. Mm-hmm. And here's why I think you'll find this interesting. And comment below if you guys think this is interesting also. You know, it's like any other dating show that's out there now, but, and I'm going to spoil this for you because I can't say it's worth watching the whole thing. They had 3 women each pick a man, and they went through various dating competitions, and at the end of that time frame, 2 of the women picked no man. They picked themselves.
Interesting. Okay,
so that's where we're moving to.
I did catch a little bit of this show. I don't even think a full episode, so help me out here. So this was how many episodes?
10. And they were like an hour and a half episodes. So it was like a commitment.
Okay. And it's the 3 women all the way through.
Yes. And they did, 5 guys for the first episode. They kept bringing 5 new guys. I just thought it was very interesting that we've evolved to, could you imagine if the Bachelorette said, I'm going to pick myself? I can actually imagine that.
Yeah.
I can.
No, that's very interesting. And now you've got me. I want to watch the rest of it. But yeah,
good for them. Yeah.
No, I thought it was humor. I did catch a little bit of that one episode where, you know what? I'm not even going to bother because I can't remember his name. I'm just gonna, tune in and catch up with you on that one. But good watching. All right.
Yeah,
I like it. All right. Well, my confession of the week. All right. It's a little different. You've probably had this happen to you before, where you've been out and about or getting your makeup done, and another woman has said to you, oh, you have such beautiful skin. Has that happened to you before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when it's happened to me before, it's usually a makeup artist applying makeup to my face, and they, want me to buy products. So I don't really ever believe that what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because I would not characterize myself as having good skin. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's lying to me. So I've had it happen to me twice now in a completely different situation where I've been working out at my studio, no makeup on, and it's been, like a fairly younger, cute gal who I do not know, never spoken to, never seen before. She has nothing to gain from the compliment. And I'm so bewildered for days after why this person would even say this. And it dawned on me, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I feel like I solved the mystery, that what they're really saying is that your Botox is working, honey.
Oh, come on. That's not true. I've done your makeup. You have beautiful skin.
Well, I feel like I can, go the day in peace. I can sleep well at night now that I feel that, you know what? Hey, the Botox works every time. Every time.
That's not a confession. Okay, I'll take it. I like it.
All right. Well, there's some great headlines out there. I don't know if you have heard. I want to get your hot takes. Beyoncé is going to be doing a live performance at the Cowboys game on Christmas Day on Netflix. And this should be kind of interesting to see what she does. Netflix is obviously doing a lot of these live sporting events. What do you think about that?
Okay, so in alignment with artists playing New Year's Eve, I don't understand why they would do this. Why would you not want to spend a holiday with your family? I don't think she needs the money, right? So when at the end of the day, why would that be worth it? Exposure?
Maybe this is just more of a PR thing for, to get them away from the Diddy talk, perhaps.
I mean, I saw her once at that one of the shows here, the music award shows that they used to do all the time from Las Vegas before they moved it. And she was by far the most mesmerizing dancer I've ever seen.
She's very
mesmerizing.
Talented. Yeah, no doubt. But maybe, too, it's just because it's a little bit different being streaming through Netflix and, it's a way for her to, be a pioneer at something.
Or, maybe let's look at it like this. They're at work that day, so they don't have to deal with stuff at home. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Mom's got to work.
Yeah, escape the relatives. I mean, I used to work a lot of holidays, and that was actually probably a blessing in disguise.
Right? I know. I got to work now. You clean all this up. I did not hear that, though. I did not hear that.
Yeah. So stay tuned to that. Also, Netflix related. You remember the smash hit show Suits?
Yes,
so
I just watched that this year.
They are doing the Suits is doing a three episode arc. It won't be on Netflix, but that's where the show actually originated. So 3 episode arc, and it will include the OG Gabriel Mock, who is the Harvey character, and it's been kind of a cool phenomena that show's reemerged, and you've kind of seen those guys doing commercials and different things, but seeing them together and watching them in the show, I mean, I have to ask you, are you a Harvey girl? Or are you a Mike?
I mean,
girl?
This should be a no-brainer for you. If I was a Mike girl, I would be with Mike right now. I'm clearly a Harvey girl. I need a talker, right? What do we call that? BDE?
I think he's the definition of that.
Yep.
You look up BD in the dictionary, and there's Harvey.
Sign me up.
For sure.
I don't think a man ever looks as good as he does in a suit, and that definitely elevated that status. So kudos to them.
Yeah, I say bring back the suit. We need more men in suits.
And you know what? Honestly, based on what I just said, he probably does need a paycheck. So just sign him up for all that. If he's doing those T-Mobile commercials, sign him up for a whole year, please.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Where's his calendar?
So your boy Jay Cutler, he's engaged. You see, that's his girlfriend Samantha. They've been dating for a few years, and it seems that Kristen Cavallari was pretty unfazed, or she at least had a heads up, because she didn't make any headlines or waves on this topic.
But you did see what they posted. Her friend, I thought it was so cute when they did that little thing where they're like suspect scene, last dating, and he put her on blast for her famous boyfriends. I was like, I mean, they're coming to our party island, the two of them.
Oh yes, yeah.
Justin and Kristen, for sure.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm not bothered by this. Jay Cutler seems like a mess. Still, I'd still be the side piece for that one, but he still seems like a mess. And
bring him a razor while you're at it.
honey, I'll take him in a suit. I'll take him in the yard.
Or the
It don't
farm.
matter.
I think that's
No,
where
no razor.
he likes it in the barn, I think, from what
You know
I've
how I
seen on
feel.
TV.
Wait, is this a double entendre? You know, you know how I feel about football players. There's football players, and then there's all other men.
Whew. Okay. All right. We've been robbed, stolen. I mean, I think we have a lawsuit on our
I'm gonna
hands.
cry about this one. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm crying about it. The TikTok trend out there is this whole celebrity look-alike, and I can't take the credit for it. I mean, I've been your accomplice in this little antic shenanigan that we've played before, but we've had, the Heather and the Heather have done the celebrity look-alike contest while we're out, and now it's a huge TikTok trend.
So
And we didn't get any credit. We didn't get any credit for it.
let me set the tone. We were finally able to go to our favorite place in the world, Cabo, last year after a hiatus, and it was in August. There were not a ton of people there, but there were a ton of people out partying. And I looked over at someone and I said, "That looks like Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval." And I thought I was just being funny. So I walked up to him and she'll take the picture for me, and I'll say I ran into so and so. And everyone at home thinks I've just had too much to drink and I can't see that well. And then I did like 10 more celebrities after that. We actually ended up meeting someone famous, which was really weird. And then we just started we couldn't stop playing the game. I'm like, that looks like Celine Dion. I'm going to go up and say, because they'll let you take a picture. And they're like, people are messaging me going, "Are you guys okay? What are you doing?" I'm like, "No, we're totally fine. There's a lot of famous people here. What do you want me to say?" So are they doing the same exact thing?
Not quite, because it's TikTok videos. So with us, we were doing just photos on Instagram, but it's actually, they're people that are doing these impersonations, and
Oh.
yeah, they're kind of actually doing like a full-on impersonation.
We'll have to do a reel
Yeah.
of the famous people we met, because the one, Joe Jonas, looked identical.
Yeah. Well, and people are flattered when you go up to them and say, "Gosh,
No, I never said they looked like anyone. I just asked if I could take a picture, and you took the picture, right? I said,
yeah,
"Hey, this is a vacation. Let's take a picture together." And then I would tag them.
all right, TikTok. TikTok's listening to us, and they're copying. We need to get a lawyer on this. All right. Okay.
Harvey?
Yeah, Harvey. Mike.
Bowls? In the barn?
We need two lawyers on this. This isn't just a
Yeah.
one-man job. All right. Well, Liam Payne, his body was laid to rest in the UK. I don't know if you saw any of the funeral service. It seemed really touching, and his fellow One Direction band members came out, and they were there, his parents and Simon Cowell, and people just seemed very. It was very touching, very upsetting for them, but it's nice to see that kind of come to an end and conclusion for his family.
Yeah, that's nice. I did not see it.
Yeah. This headline is out there, and I don't know if you've heard of this. It's a little crazy. So have you heard of this Brianna chicken fry and Zach Bryan?
I've seen it pop up. It looks like he dumped her over a Post-it.
It's
Something
kind of
like
one of
that?
those things, right? Kind of one of those things. And I mean, there's a lot of details. So Brianna Chicken Fry is on a podcast that's part of the Barstool umbrella, and it's pretty popular. She was dating Zach Bryan, very well-known country music star. Apparently sells out theaters. I mean, he's huge. He's huge in country music. They were dating for a year-ish, and they broke up. He was kind of a bad dude. Allegedly did some bad things, according to her. On the abusive side, and she has videos. She's talked about it, and he said to her, "I'll pay you $12 million to not talk about this on the podcast." And
she said no, right?
She turned it down, and she's been talking about it, and it's out there, but would you turn down $12 million to not
I mean,
talk about this?
only if you felt like you were so motherfucking right that your opinion mattered more than the zeros in your bank account. So no, I would sell out way before that.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Why would you care that much? Does she even have a job?
Mhm.
She's gorgeous. Would she have a job?
She apparently has a job podcasting, and
So I mean, like
that's all I know.
longevity wise, you know what I mean? Like, does she
Mhm.
have a 401k? That type of
Well,
situation.
yeah, that I don't know, but I watched a little bit of a YouTube video that she had out, and in her mind, she's always going to be some kind of a star. She doesn't know at what level, so she feels that she she's always going to have a story to tell, and God bless.
Yeah.
What can you do? So our housewives. Oh, we had a good week. We have like
Yes.
a trifecta going on with
Yes.
Beverly Hills, New York, and Salt Lake. So who do you want to start with first?
Let's start with Beverly Hills. I mean, this was the gold medal for the week, right? I think I went into, we're always going to reference BravoCon, but we went to BravoCon and we saw probably most of their little tapings for Beverly Hills, and they were not like fan favorites. It was like a weird crowd every time they recorded for them. I think Kyle was not getting along with anyone, and the season had already been recorded. So I went into this thinking low, right? This is, what else are we going to fight about at this point? And they just came out swinging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Dorit has up until now not been what I would consider honest, transparent. She always held back. And for her to say, like 5 minutes of the episode, PK's an alcoholic, I was like picking my jaw up off the floor. What'd you think?
Yes. So yeah, Dorit is like rising like a phoenix in this, and she finally has a real storyline,
Mm-hmm.
rather than her fake ones, or not really talking about the issues they've had in the past that have come up. I mean, they never really addressed kind of like bankruptcy issues or his DUI situation and was with another woman. Right, none of that's really surfaced the way normally you would see it. And yeah, for her to right out the gate in the first 15 minutes of the show talk about all these things are kind of true and that they've been bubbling under the surface. They might as well just get it, make this the storyline and
I mean,
run with
I'm
it.
here for it. She doubled down on Andy, right? At the end of the episode, she was like, "Well, Kyle breaks over." And I usually don't believe everything I read online, contrary to the way it may look, but I've read so many articles disparaging the way Kyle treats people now, because she may be a little bit lofty. So I'm already going into this Team Dorit. So I'm like popping the popcorn. Let's see where this goes. I mean, talk about finding your voice after 10 years, maybe. Who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
I loved seeing her smoke.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I loved it. And, I want to see her stand up to Garcelle a little bit too. I think, watching some old episodes of Garcelle, and I can understand a lot of where she was coming from, but I think Garcelle really timed when she was going to come down on Dorit I think it was last season. And I feel that it was a little overboard, and I'm interested to see their dynamic this season.
I mean, I did, some of the old episodes were on too, and I totally agree with you, and I would even take it one step further and say Garcelle can be mean. Sometimes she's the voice of reason, like when they start yelling at each other, but she clearly does not like Dorit. She never have, never will. And she can go too far. And if you look at what she says, more of her confessionals are negative than positive.
Mm-hmm.
So, spin it, make a mix, be in the moment. Let's see Garcelle get too drunk and fall in the bush like Luann. I would be that much more of a fan, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we will see that, but that would be hilarious. That would be priceless. What do you think? So there's new girl Boz, and then we have friend of Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly.
I'll take what's on the menu and see where it goes, you know. I'll see if I get food poisoning tomorrow. I'm indifferent at this point because I'm so enamored by the dynamic with, I mean, I can't even imagine how Kyle feels with her husband and her daughter moving out because I watched his show on Netflix and they're tighter than you would think. So I can't imagine being in that house by yourself and then having to film with these women, right? Where you're in that place where you're probably overanalyzing, not confident. I could go on. So all of that is side piece to me.
Yeah.
Kathy?
Kathy, yeah, I mean, and speaking of, getting food poisoning, I mean, you're probably going to get some hair in that dish with her yanking out her extensions. That woman is a riot.
But is it really that she knows etiquette, right? So she just doesn't care.
No, she doesn't care.
That's
the best part.
Paris is still afraid of her.
Probably.
I'm afraid of her for Paris.
What did you think of Boz?
I loved her. I love a confident woman that comes in from the gate because it's, not going to go anywhere pleasant if you're not, right? They'll kick you off.
Right.
So, loved her.
Okay.
Thought it was great. She had a look. I feel about a look.
She definitely had a look. Oh my goodness, for sure. Okay, so the Roni women. What was your take on this episode?
I mean, I don't know. I just think that they're charming. I thought the part with Bryn was charming. But I can see how the feedbacks, there's really not a lot of substance to it.
Yeah.
I think they circled back to another argument that they'd done before about what Aaron said. And I'm like, if you guys weren't talking about what Aaron was saying, what would you be talking about?
Yeah, exactly. But aren't you getting tired of Bryn's, little sexy cutesy baby talk and all of her sexual innuendos and feeling up Jenna and
No, but I mean her well, I don't know why she doesn't want to be with her baby daddy, future baby daddy.
Oh yeah, the Mr. Euro.
Yeah. No, I'm not tired of it.
No.
I still am not a Rebecca fan so much. How about you?
I saw an inkling of a change coming on the horizon with her. And regardless of whatever people think or the cast thought of the prank with the pregnancy rumor, I think they see her in a little bit different light, and I think she feels a little bit more empowered in a way. And I think we're going to see a little shift with her.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. Salt Lake was good.
I know. I couldn't believe I stand by what Bronwyn says. I feel like she's very well spoken. I almost fell out of my chair when she was at that lunch at Mary's, which, by the way, Mary's house looks like some of the color was removed because she had all those crazy Alice in Wonderland colors. Now she's mysteriously got a white entryway and dining room, but and they started in on her about not being invited on the trip again. I was like, but didn't she host the whole trip? Didn't she pay for everything? Can't you decide who wants to come when you?
Right. So she paid Bronwyn. You're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bronwyn, right? She paid for the private plane for all them to fly there. I'm confused. I thought initially that house was actually theirs, but then I see clips of her saying a rented house. So I'm confused on that part. Bought everybody gifts and paid for the return flight home, which for her and her husband was first class, but all the other couples were in coach.
The most interesting part for me was because it was the girl that Mary invited, and I forget her name at the moment, that started on Bronwyn originally, and then Heather started picking at her. But every time Bronwyn would speak, Heather would look at her and you could almost see her wheels spinning of whether or not she wanted to challenge her or back down. Because there was one scene, and when you watch it again, she had a very pregnant pause. But when they did the flashback to 2 years ago, those women looked different.
They've come a long way. What did you think of Todd? They're calling Todd the Todd father.
He's a little scary.
Which I'm loving. He was pretty stern with her, and does he not realize what the show's
He's
about?
on camera?
Or
I don't like that when men speak to women like that, so I'm a little bit nervous for what he says behind closed doors, if that's what we're catching, that he can't contain. So it's a little scary. What do you think?
Yeah, it was rough because we're not used to seeing that. I mean, we're used to seeing, Lisa Barlow's husband, who, she walks all over him. And, he was saying to her that she was yelling and, just acting very unbecoming at the pool. But they did a flashback to the pool and that conversation, and she wasn't yelling. And I think she was very conscientious of how she was acting, because he's right there in earshot and pretty much watching. And I don't think he really he knew what he signed up for. And I think he just wants to make her happy, and just like, giving her the $4 million necklace. So I really see this going one of two ways. She will not be back next season if she wants to stay married to this man.
Yes.
Or they split.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that he said, honey, if you want to do the show, you can do the show. But he's so micro worried about what comes out of her mouth that he didn't realize it was going to go that far.
Yeah. I love the back and forth, though, with Heather and Bronwyn. And, I love that Heather, she brought it up. She wanted to just go at it right from the get.
She made a choice in that conversation what she was going to do. And she chose to let it go. She chose to say she was going to let it go. Say she was going to let it go.
Yeah. Well, and think about it too. After last season, Heather was the top dog, right? She exposed the whole thing with
receipts,
proof, timeline, the Monica Garcia of it. And so she went into the season, she's supposed to be the centerpiece,
MVP
of it. And, she's got to come into every scene as the MVP.
But did you see that Angie's in the middle holding the snowflake, not Heather, of the opening credit?
I did see that, and it'll be, it's like, okay, what's to come? What is to come with old Angie?
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is going to be a fun weekend coming up for us in Vegas. There's our whole city's taken over. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Strip really is taken over by Formula One. It truly is. All the hotels are involved. It's a massive undertaking here in this city, and I'm sure every city that's in. So it's this weekend, which is November 21st through 23rd. And so by the time you're hearing and seeing us, we will have actually gone. But I'm excited to see, because there's tons of activations at the hotels. I've seen some really cool opportunities where you can reserve seating areas on some of the hotels. So, for example, the Cosmopolitan, at their Boulevard pool, they're doing the Boulevard experience, and you can rent a space and watch the entire race from there. Another one I saw was the restaurant Ocean Prime. They have a similar situation where you can rent balcony space and watch the race from there and have a whole dining experience.
I mean, from what I saw last year, and I don't know if you'd agree with me, it seemed not as well organized as it seems this year. It was so cool, the things you could look at and the things you could go into and the picture ops and all the people that were around town. So, I mean, they're expecting a third of the visitors, 100,000 instead of 300,000. They did much better prep, right? The streets weren't completely closed like they were last August and September. So it looks like it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I think everybody here just feels it's less of a shock. The first time around is always, there are bumps in the road, pun intended, right? But I think, they've probably ironed out a lot of those bumps, and, it has seemed to be a smoother process. And yeah, so I'm excited to check it out, and we'll definitely give you a full recap of our experience for the next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then also too, the holiday season is right here. There's so many amazing events happening in Vegas, and we're going to get back to you on all of those, but we've got a ton of things coming up. So we're really excited to, get the holidays rolling.
I'm going to do my first tablescape for Thanksgiving, so stay tuned.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Think Elegante, think Lisa Vanderpump restaurant looking.
Nice.
Rustic elegance.
Okay, I'm going to see some pictures of that.
Oh, yes, it's coming.
Very nice. Oh, exciting. Cool. Hey, well, that does it for us, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We're at Heathers Do Vegas, and that's do is spelled DEUX.
And then be sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Hey, well, until next time, don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Bye-bye.
Heathers Do Vegas is brought to you by your hosts, Heather Ashley and Heather Nicole. It's edited by Joshua Ramsey with the Act 3 Agency. Be sure to follow, and subscribe so you never miss out on any of the action.